All right, Dr. Radha, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining on time. Though I kept you waiting for 2 minutes, but then uh, we just wanted to give time to others to join the session who are interested. Still, there are few who will be joining. By the time we'll just start with the introduction of the speaker today, Dr. Radha Chintala. She is she is a dynamic professional in the field of training, and she has got decades of experience into multiple sectors. She's providing training like into hospitality industry, corporate, and even the college and institutions as well. She is also awarded as a PhD in mental health counseling and psychology by Bharati Virtual University for Peace and Education. And she is holding so many degrees with us. She's MSc in psychology, and she got trained on NLP with the founder, Mr. Richard Bandler. And she's providing NLP train the trainers trainings as well, nationally and internationally. She's also doing another program like Heal Your Life, and that's where she came in with us today for doing this beautiful program on loving yourself. And I'm sure the next 90 minutes is going to be a life changer for many of us who are facing various issues, especially during this period of lockdown and COVID-19. So it's over to you, Radha, Dr. Radha, and welcome again to and thank you so much for delivering this session. And
Thank you. Thank you
you
so
are
much.
a co-host, Dr. Radha, so you
Okay.
can also keep a control. Otherwise, we follow a simple discipline. If there is any question anyone is having, they can use the option of raise hand, which is there in Zoom.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know, it's there in the participant below that you can see the raise hand option. And I am helping you as a moderator. I'm Dr. Swati Verma from Trainers Club. So if there is any question, I will inform you that there is a question from the participant.
Sure.
Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to this wonderful session of loving self and how do we actually understand the concept of loving oneself. Now, my question to yourself is, to you all is, okay, what do you think loving to self mean by? You can unmute yourself, and I don't believe in having a one-way theory or speech. I really love to have a lot of interaction and a lot of practicals in my session. And today you're going to have the same thing here. There will
Dr.
be,
Radha, do you want me to give you a, do I stop share? You are sharing something, or you want me to wait for some time?
I would be sharing. So when I'm
Okay,
sharing, then you can give me the
sure.
host at that time. Okay, before we go ahead, I just wanted to play a song for you people.
Are you playing, Dr. Radha? It's not
Yeah, I'm
audible.
playing right now. Can you just make the host?
Yeah, you are the host. You can share the screen.
Okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You are precious, sweet, and bright, a radiant beam of shining light. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You are precious, sweet and bright, a radiant beam of shining light. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Twinkle, twinkle, I can see all the love that is in me. I am precious, sweet and bright, a radiant beam of shining light. Twinkle, twinkle, I can see all the love that is in me. I am loved. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You are precious, sweet and bright, a radiant beam of shining light. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?
Welcome all. So I hope you all know how loved you are, how precious you are. So I asked a question that what do you think loving yourself is? What are the certain things which are really important in loving oneself? You can unmute yourself and then you can talk.
Having a positive self-esteem.
Okay.
It's a form of self-love.
Perfect. And what else? Being proud of you. Yes.
Okay. Believe in yourself.
Believing in ourselves. Perfect.
I think accepting who we are with all our flaws.
Lovely. Accepting exactly who we are, all the flaws that we have. We all know that.
Can I,
Yeah.
may I request, there is a background noise in some place, please mute. If you have a background noise. Okay, please continue, Doctor.
Yeah. So it's so important to understand that how exactly we think before loving ourselves. It's very important that how exactly we think, what our thought process. And according to psychology, it says that every person gets 80 to 90,000 thoughts in a day. And with that thoughts, just imagine all that 90,000 or 80,000 thoughts are not positive. There might be thoughts which are related to fear, or which might be related to guilt, or which might be related to about shame, or it could be related to fear, or it could be about something that the person does not like. And what exactly the person is focusing on? What do you think the person is focusing more on?
More on the negative.
More on the negative.
Yeah, because we are mostly focused on somehow trying to improve ourselves,
Mhm.
and so that we are able to fit into what the system requires out of us. Mostly it's like that.
Very true, very true. And what do you think about, what is TV exactly doing with our life?
TV means television.
Yes, television.
It is a form of entertainment, that's all. You're learning
Okay.
from it also, from certain parts of watching
Okay.
television. You learn also the good,
Okay.
the bad, and everything, because everything shown on media can be good, can be bad,
Mhm.
or it can be neutral also.
Very true. What exactly happens when a person is continuously, looking at certain things, and do, do you really think that it will affect their mind, or it does not? What is your thought process?
I have
So,
something to add here. You said TV. TV will show us what we want to see. The same is with ourselves also. We usually do not avoid, or we want to see the best within us. We, even if we do a small mistake, it's okay. It's hota hai. But if
Hota
someone
hai.
does it,
True.
you take it very in a very different way. So that is the difference between how we look, and it also relates to the television, because the moment we want to play a particular channel, it will show you only that.
Okay.
So it will
Perfect.
show what we need, what we want.
Exactly what exactly the person is looking out for an example, if somebody is having a lot of interest in something like crime, now when a person is even changing the channel, most of the news is what the person will see would be related to crime, because that is what the person thought process is. Whatever, however the thought process is, that is what the person will be manifesting in their life, and they start seeing them and the other person in the same way. We all are reflection of each other, but somehow by living and understanding in different ways that every person is into different environment and the perceptions they have, that is the reason they take things in the way that they wanted to take. They're not exactly seeing what the other person is showing, but they're taking what exactly they want to take. And that is what is leading into many things in our life. So how can we cut all that things? What exactly I understand and what I started working on myself is, the problem is not the problem. The way the person is entering into the problem is the actual problem. The perception, how exactly the person is entering into that, what exactly the person is thinking about it. And then that is what is creating a problem. And that is the time I started working on myself, and I started working that, okay, what exactly I need to do? What am I doing? What's happening with me? How am I thinking? How my behavior is affecting to somebody else and to myself. First it is always me, then to other person. But the most of the time, especially what I have noticed here in India, we have been trained so much that it is always the other person first. You need to keep the other person happy, you need to think about that person. Before thinking about the other person, first you need to think about yourself, what exactly you are doing. Because whatever the thoughts the person is having, that is what it's just replicating outside, and that's what is creating chaos in life. And that is what the person is even talking while the person is using certain words. And this happened in my life, that I started loving and started seeing that, okay, what are the certain blocks that I created and how I can actually work on myself. I started it 7 years ago from now. And beautiful part is the, the journey of my pregnancy. How beautifully, when I started working on myself and I started releasing the emotions, there are small emotions which a person are struck into, and small things that the person is binding themselves, hooking themselves to that. So I started working on each and every emotion in that way, understanding that, okay, what did I pick up from my parent? How did I start understanding them? What did I take with them subconsciously without my you know effort? I have noticed certain things like without even uttering a single word. Like my father never spoke to me, or my mother never said me that, okay, you have to be like this. Just looking at my father, I understood one thing, that, okay, we have to be like this. My father is a very kind person. I started understanding and I started doing the same thing. And I become a very beautiful giver. Giving, and so much of giving. And trust me, when I understood that giving completely is also not correct, there is a point that I need to understand what and to whom I'm giving, what exactly I'm doing with my life also. I picked up unconsciously, this is all subconscious, without my effort, which I picked it from my father, looking at him, that, okay, this is something that I need to do. I thought that that was love. But now I really understand what exactly is love mean by. I've done my PhD in love and forgiveness. And that is a time that I slowly started working one by one on each and every part of my life, that what are the certain areas where I need to forgive myself first. It's not about any other person. It's all about me then. How can I forgive myself? What are the certain things that I'm being so rigid about? A small example I'll tell you. A 15 years old boy suffering with a disease, Hodgkin's disease. That's again a cancer, type of a cancer disease. So when he was suffering, doctor said he will be alive for 3 months. And mother was hysterical about that. She said, it will be difficult, to deal with. I don't know, I will be able to deal with this or not. And then finally, that boy was ready to work on himself. He said, I'm going to work on myself. I'm definitely going to get out of this. And then he met Louis. I think how this work started in my life is only because of my mentor, Louis Hay. So he met Louis Hay, and then Louis Hay only said one thing: it's not about anybody, it's all about you. Cancer is the process a person goes through when the person is having a lot of unforgiveness. Are you ready to work on yourself? The boy said, yes, I'm ready to work on myself. And that is a process that he started, and he started accepting everything in his life that he has done, and he started loving everything that he thought that it is a mistake or a guilt in his life. He started accepting, he started understanding things, and then just in a month of in 3 months of span, doctors could see miracles happening. I don't say magic, please. Magic is an illusion where I don't use the word. Miracle, I use it because that is seriously a miracle with human being. We all are born with miracles, and we all create miracles in our life every day, every single second. Okay, so let me ask you, what do you really think that the one thing that you have in your life and you have a gratitude about it? Okay, somebody asked me the question, is it self-love and narcissism is being associated? I'll address that later. Let me go through the question which I asked you. What do you think about that you are gratitude about? Or probably, yes, of course, this is something, because of this, I'm here today.
May I speak?
Yes, please.
So for me, there are, of course, unlimited things to feel gratitude about. And majorly now that I can focus on is that myself being alive, having this day to myself is the biggest thing, because everything falls after this only.
True, very true. That's a brilliant answer. Being alive, taking every single second that breath. That's what is the most beautiful thing in life. And what exactly are we doing for this life? Yeah, to my life, to my parents. And what
So,
else? Yeah.
hello, my name is Kapil, and for me, I've just well, I knew gratitude. I picked up and started practicing it in the last few months. I would say less than 6. I think what you're talking throughout is making sense. I may not answer your question directly, but for me, after I've been giving, I think I owe to myself to say, hey, self love is what I'm here to learn. So for me, gratitude is all about saying thank yous to the Almighty, to the Supreme Power, and just being happy for whatever I have. So I'll pause here.
Very lovely. What exactly, what Kapila has mentioned here is exactly perfect. Yes, we are here to love ourselves. We have given so much to the world. We have given so much to the people around. We have given so much to whoever are there in the family. But what exactly are we doing with ourselves? That's most important. And why I started with thoughts, because that is the foremost thing. That's a foremost thing for a human being to love themselves. The first thing comes is thought. Once the person starts working on thought process, they can do miracles in life. They can create miracles every millisecond. Just a simple example I'll tell you. Every day I started writing certain, like my gratitude journal first is that. Then I started maintaining certain things, like I'll do yoga every day. I'm a YTT yoga trainer. So I started doing yoga every day. Practicing it made a part of my life that until I am there, I will make sure that I will keep my body fit. I'll be healthy. That is a divine gift. It's a blessing that I have everything working perfect. And the way that I got it, can I give it back in the same way to the universe? That's the most important part, which I started practicing in my day-to-day life. And as I told you, I started practicing this before 7 years. And the beautiful journey of my pregnancy, the way that I started practicing self-love, every day I used to do my affirmations. I still do affirmations right now. I think probably if you can see behind me, you can see the charts there. They're all charts of completely of affirmation. There are a lot of charts which I have it completely of affirmations every day, which I read it. Every day I started understanding that what are the certain things that I need to give as a gratitude to myself first. And at the same time, when I started giving it to myself, it was very easy for me to become a form of love. It's not about giving love to anybody. You just become a form of love. Automatically your love is seen, your love is felt, and you just move around. People just feel that yes, of course, this is what is the thing that I want in my life. This is what is one thing. Whenever I am with this person, I don't know, I feel so good. I don't know, I feel so blessed. I feel energetic. It's all because you started working deeply on yourself. How deep are you working on yourself? And how our thoughts are changing, and how our connection with everything of loving ourselves, in terms of exercising, in terms of having every single minute, any negative thought comes to the mind, how can I shift that, and how can I get it to the positive thoughts? There's a most question which has been asked to me whenever I'm doing therapies right now. So they ask me a question that, okay, we get so many thoughts and we can't stop them. A lot of people say meditation is a form where people stop thoughts. I don't say it's, for me, if you ask me, no. Meditation is not about stopping thoughts. Meditation is all about allowing thoughts. Allow your thoughts continuously, whatever it is there. Once the thoughts are coming, and automatically that will end, that will stop. It will get exhausted, because you're not actually focusing on the thought. You're focusing on your breath completely. When you start focusing on your breath completely, you're saying thank you so much. Any thought is coming, you're continuously acknowledging every thought. This is what I started practicing. I started telling every negative thought which comes, I immediately say thank you so much. I have a solution with me. And as soon as I say that, I have seen that negative thought disappears within seconds. The rage, the anger, the resentment, whatever it could be, I have seen that all disappears. And once that is disappearing, the person automatically falls into category of self-love. Now, the question of narcissism and self-love. It is never true. Self-love and narcissism is totally different concept altogether. A lot of people even asked me the question, don't you think self-love is selfish? Don't you think that it is right to love ourselves? I mean, I'm being, so selfish. It's all perfect. It is perfect to be selfish. It is perfect to first love yourself. Until unless you don't love yourself, how do you think you can love somebody else? This one question which I asked even in my trainings also regularly. When I have 1 rupee, I can give 50 paisa to somebody. When I don't have any penny, can I give something to somebody? Is it possible? I don't have a single penny with me to give. And somebody is asking me, can I give anything to them?
You can give your love.
Yes. Give a shoulder, beautiful shoulder. Right? Now, just imagine when I am not ready, when I'm not even having a thought of giving something to another person, I cannot give anything to the other person because I'm not giving to myself. How many times, this is a question which my mentor asked me also. How many times in a day have you ever hugged yourself and said, I really love you? How many times in a day that you are just walking through a mirror, and when a person is looking through the mirror, the first thing the person wants to see in the mirror is the flaws. It's just flaws. My nose is like this, or my mouth is like this, or my eyes is like, it should have been little up, it should have been like this. Perfection. Nobody is perfect in this world, we all know. We all have come in the process to just keep taking the knowledge and improve our wisdom. But the beauty is to see every flaw which the person is having with eyes of love. Can we accept that? Oh, small example, I'll tell you. One of the students recently called me and she said, ma'am, I wanted to reduce weight, but I'm not able to reduce weight. And I have seen you. Before my pregnancy, I have never put on weight. After my delivery, because I cannot, go through the process of medicines and all. I have never taken any medicines from my childhood. Even in my pregnancy, I did not take calcium tablets, neither iron tablets at all. I was completely following homeopathy, and I gave birth with all. Of course, I followed affirmations, I followed positive thoughts. I was continuously meditating. There were so many other things which I was doing apart from, the general things, what, taking iron tablets or chemicals, anything in the body. And it worked. It perfectly worked with me. So when this lady asked me that, I saw you put on weight after the delivery, and I have even seen you that how easily you worked on yourself and you lost weight. Exactly in a month, I lost perfect weight, almost about like 5 to 6 kgs weight lost. I had it very beautifully. And when she saw me, she was like surprised because I was doing the training in their college. She saw me before a month and she saw me after a month. And she was telling me that, okay, how did you work on yourself? What did you do? Then I said, I do yoga. This is one thing. Apart from that, I started working on one thing, is first accepting my weight. I first started loving my weight, which I have. Rejecting what I have and working on it is not possible. Accepting what I have, then my mind will start working on it automatically, because I'm accepting it. I'm acknowledging what I have. The most important thing, this is what I have started practicing in my life, that how can I acknowledge? What can I do? So we will do a small meditation here to just go through our, everyday process of in a day, how our thoughts are and what we are doing. So I'll take you through a, beautiful process in a day. So let us go through quickly through a meditation. I just want you to sit comfortable. Relax yourself completely. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Once again. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Take a nice deep breath and exhale. Imagine you're just waking up on a typical day in your life. When you first wake up, what are your usual thoughts? Are you grateful to be alive and excited about your day? Are you neutral? Or are you dreading up, getting up? Now become aware of your thoughts as you get ready for your day. Either work or other activities. What are you thinking? As you're getting dressed, and see yourself in the mirror. How do you react? What kind of thoughts do you have as you're commuting to work? How do you react as you see your co-workers or your family members or your boss? Are you judging them? Or do you know they are doing the best they can? When you go to lunch, are you worried about the calories? Or do you feel good about choosing healthy food? Become aware of your typical thoughts as you continue through your day and go home or to other evening activities. What are your usual last thoughts as you prepare for your bed and go to sleep? Now take a few deep breaths. Stretch and gently bring your awareness back to the room and open your eyes. Did you become aware of your typical thoughts that you need to change?
Yes.
If you have a journal with you right now, I want you to take your journal and please write down in your journal about your thoughts.
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
Self-respect and self-love, are they the same or they are synonyms?
Selfishness and self-love.
Self-respect.
Self-respect.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a part of your love. It's a part of, yeah, loving yourself.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you a small example. There was an instant which happened that I have to speak about me. I have to stand up for me and I have to say that, okay, this is about me, that I want to stand for myself and I want to say that, come on, I cannot accept this. At that moment, it is all about, yes, of course, because you love yourself, you have a lot of self-respect on yourself. You are not ready to listen to the other person when they are actually giving you certain things in certain ways. It could be about, like, probably the person is throwing a lot of tantrum on you or guilt on you, or saying that, oh, you are this kind of person. Especially, I have seen my clients asking me this with their relationships. When one person is giving a thought like, okay, you are this kind of person, the person has to stand for themselves and say, come on, I'm not whatever the other person is giving. They don't have to argue with the other person, but in their mind, at least they can make it very sure that they want to accept that or they wanted to reject it. It's all on you, what you wanted to accept. Somebody is giving something, we can't take everything like that. It depends
So they
upon,
are both synonyms. They are both synonyms.
yes, and it depends upon you how you can take. And of course, self-respect is part of your self-love, but you need to clearly understand that for what you are having a self-respect about, then again here your values comes. Again, it's a concept which we need to go a little deeper and understand our values. What are my values and what are the person's value? That is where people have problems in relationship, because both people values are not matching. I might have some value and the other person might have some value. I can think that my values are perfect and I'm doing everything perfect. Other person thinks the same. Now, how do you think I can tell that you're doing wrong? So here comes the point to understand that what is the self-respect to me in terms of my value. When I understand my value, then it's so easy for me to understand my self-respect. And then I can tell the other person also very beautifully in a language of love that I understand what you're telling. You don't have to accept to that person. You can tell that I understand what you're telling because you understand that person, right? I understand what you're telling. I'll make sure that whatever you have mentioned the points, I will definitely make sure that I will take it as a feedback. Everything in life is just a feedback. And always feedbacks do, wonders when accepted and start working on it.
In other words, self-respect is a part of self-love.
Yeah, it's a part of self-love. Okay, so I wanted to sharing here that what exactly are your typical thoughts as soon as you wake up and till the end of the day that you hit a bed? What are your certain thoughts I'm sure that you all people might have journaled it.
So, hello, this is Kapil, and for the last 6 8 months, I'm caught up in my own personal challenges, and that's why I'm attending this session. So, for last 6 8 months, my thoughts are more on fear, anxiety. Certain days it turns, when I have a bright day, it turns up, and then I'm kind of saying hell to the world, but trying to practice a lot of things. However, when I was not under this depression period, and I was well, my daily work was to go ahead, and my thoughts would be to say, take care of my family, manage my job, you know, just be a karma yogi, as they say. I'll
Okay.
pause here.
Okay. The first foremost thing for Kapilji, when we add a word try, then it becomes try itself. It will never be 100% because it's just a try. For an example, I'll tell you, are you coming tomorrow? Let's take an example. Like I'm asking, Vijay Kumar here, like, are you coming tomorrow? And then Vijay says, I'll try. The person would definitely not give 100% because the person has said, I'll try. Or maybe I'm telling I'll try. So try, most of the words, the usage of our words are only taking us into depression or the situations or the issues in our life. And once we start working on our words, once we start understanding how are you be using words in day-to-day life, then it will change our life. Whatever the situations are, trust me, whatever the situations are, because there are situations, the way that you are going through, I am living in a joint family. There are 8 people in my family, and apart from that, there are, all my relatives stay very close by, and it's a like very sacred, very close family, by wherein everybody keeps coming to our house. Just imagine whenever somebody comes and asks, or when somebody is coming to our house and sitting there, and I have prepared a lunch for 8 people, and somebody immediately comes. My mother-in-law is so sweet that she,
సుప్రీం కోర్టుకి వెళ్తున్నారా? సుప్రీం కోర్టుకి వెళ్తున్నారా?
Guys, please keep yourself mute. That disturbs everyone. Yes, Dr. Radha.
yeah. So when they came to my house, and this is one instant which I'm sharing with you because I cannot share about somebody else. I know how everything I have done it. That is the reason I can share things very beautifully about my own experiences, my own flaws, without any hesitation, because that's the first thing that I've learned and I started practicing in my life, sharing my own flaws, that how I started working on my own self with all the flaws. When I prepared the lunch, I prepared biryani, and I just bought exactly by 12:30. I made ready because my father-in-law eats by 12:30. And immediately I saw that my father-in-law's sister, so she aunt is visiting our house, then her son, everybody visited our house. And immediately my mother-in-law went inside the kitchen room and she bought the plates and she started serving everybody. There was not even a single word from my mouth like, oh, how is that possible? It's a lunchtime for us. I'm hungry now. How can this be, correct? And this didn't happen once. It happened most of the times. And I have my sessions. I'm doing my therapies. I'm a psychologist. I'm an NLP trainer. I'm a sound therapist. So I do my therapies continuously. So in spite of all these things, still I'm doing all this. There I only understood one thing. How can I use the language of love? What exactly I'm doing with my thoughts? When something is happening like this, what are the certain things which are hitting my mind first? How can I immediately change that thought if it is coming in some negative way? Or if I feel that this thought is going to struck me in some way, then immediately I say, thank you so much. I have a solution. And I have seen that it just disappears. And I started telling that whoever is coming, it's again part of me. One small example, which I started practicing, I think we all know mercury. What is the job of mercury? When you take a mercury and you're holding a mercury, it's together. It's just completely one. When you take that mercury and just drop it down, it just splits into pieces, into tiny, tiny pieces. And then when you take all that pieces together and put it together and take it in your hand, again, you see that it's completely one. You don't even see there is any lines or anything. It becomes just one. We all are one. The only thing is, how can we understand each other? How can we see the value of each other? My values and your values are different. That does not mean that I start disrespecting you. Most of the time, only because of values are different, the person starts disrespecting or don't understand the other person. And while doing that, the person does not disrespect themselves. Because to hurt somebody, first they have to hurt themselves. They can't hurt somebody directly. And what is the point in hurting you? When we can love and when we can change ourselves. And when we change ourselves, we can see everything around us is beautifully changing. The whole thing is, how can you articulate yourself? How can you practice certain things every day? What are the certain things that you can practice, to have the self-love? First thing, the first technique which I started practicing, there will be a lot of resistance to change. Certain people said, no, ma'am, it's not like that. See, again, according to, NLP, I say that subconscious mind says yes, consciously outside mind says no, or else subconsciously mind says no, outside consciously it might say yes. So there are four, categories in NLP. So I don't want to enter into that. Sometimes a person has something in the head and something comes out. So resistance is not easily seen. It's not easily seen. How it is felt, what exactly happens when there is no self-love. A small example I'll give you. I started noticing my mom having a lot of pain in knees. And the first time when I started practicing all those things, and I went to her, I sat in front of her, and I said, Mom, I wanted to tell you something. If you are rigid in some part of your life, you will have knee pain. So can we work with this? She immediately said, I'm rigid. Do you think I'm rigid? I am so flexible. That's the reason I'm in a joint family. Otherwise, how do you think I would be in a joint family? Mine was a 30 members family. So she immediately said that. And I said, thank you so much. I didn't work with her. I just said, thank you. And I left. After some days, when she started seeing a lot of changes happening with me, she started seeing that how I'm talking to her, how I'm behaving, what's happening, how people are coming to me, a lot of changes happening in my life. One fine day again, she comes to me and she says that, I think, yeah, I'm rigid. In sometimes I'm rigid. Most of the time I'm not. I said, excellent. Very true. That is the time I started working with her because she gave permission. And today she does not have knee pain because she started understanding that she was rigid in some part of her life. She was not ready to forgive my father's, sisters, because every time they used to come home, they used to taunt her in spite of doing a lot of work, in spite of being so kind, so humble. Every time they used to give something and she used to immediately go into that trauma and immediately she used to accept things. I only asked her one thing. Anybody comes to you and they're strangers, they knock your door and they give you a gift. Do you accept it? She said, no. These people are doing the same. It is on you to reject or it is on you to accept. They can say anything they have. I'll share a short story here. There were two wife and husband who were having a quarrel. Top of the world, they were both quarreling, and the wife is like shouting, I really didn't wanted to be with you. All these days I have suffered a lot. I'm done. It's enough. She's like going on. Husband said, who wants to stay with you? I also don't want to stay with you. You are such an idiot person I've never seen in my life. One monk, outside of the door, He's knocking the door. And this both are on the top of the world. It's like, it's my proverb, okay? I scream, you scream. We both make ice cream. So both are just screaming and screaming. And finally, wife decides to go and open the door. And once she opens the door, she'll see the monk. She'll ask, what? With anger. What do you want? The monk, very politely, he looks at with the serene on his face and will say, whatever you have, you can give me. I am open for it. I don't have anything. Get lost. And she just knocks the door on his face. Beside the monk, his disciple is standing, and again the monk, knocks the door, and again the lady opens the door with anger, and then immediately that lady looks at them and, I told you, there is nothing that I can give. Then again the person says, whatever you have, you can give. And she immediately takes her saliva and spits. He says, thank you. I have got what I can get. And he just leaves that place. Disciple standing beside, he gets, he just starts feeling so bad. He says that, how can you just do this? That lady came, opened the door, and she just spit on you. How can you be so nice? How can you just come like that? You're wrong. You can't be like this. You're teaching me something which is not correct. He said, what she has given me. What I can take, I took. I can't ask her anything else, what she does not have. It's so amazing to just understand that how beautiful can we take when certain things are given, or if you don't want to take, how can we reject? That moment you can tell only one thing. If you don't want to take anything, or if the person is talking to you, you feel that, okay, these things are not appropriate to you, you can tell very clearly that what belongs to them, stay with them. What belongs to me, stay with me. There's a very beautiful practice in life. What belongs to them, stay with them. What belongs to me, stay with me. And you can see wonders happening with you. This is how we start taking anger. This is how we start taking, disrespect from the other person, resentment, fear, guilt. All these things are taken from somebody else. You're not born with this. Where there is fear, there is no love. Because lack cannot have love. Love itself is complete. And to do that, the only thing the person needs to do is to keep filling every day with the beautiful positive thoughts. Every millisecond, the person, if anybody is getting any negative thought, immediately convert that into positive just by using affirmations every day. So if you people wanted, I can do one thing. I can share certain affirmations to you, and you also can write your affirmations and you can share it back to me, so that there are certain changes. I can help you with that. Any support system you're looking out also, yeah, of course, I'm always there to support you people in that aspect. Yeah, I see here so many things. You scream, I scream. Yeah, that is how, that is how it happens, Swati. One person is screaming, the other person is screaming. Just imagine, can the other person really, make the other person understand what the person is telling? It never happens. Because when you are actually on a hype state, your mind does not work. You immediately start releasing certain chemicals in your mind. And you go to what exactly happens, if I start explaining according to psychology, what exactly happens is the person first hits the amygdala, the fear state. And the fear gets activated. And there are certain chemicals which start releasing. And when the chemicals are releasing, what exactly happens is they go into the stress state. That is the reason when the person is in anger, the hands shiver, the voice, they have shivering voice, they cannot talk properly, they cannot express properly, and even the other person cannot hear what exactly you're telling because you don't have a settled thoughts. Perfect. That is what Ali is telling, that the person give always what he or she have inside, rather good or bad. Of course, two wolves are fighting inside a person. One is has, we call it as good, the other one is bad. Which one would win? It's a question to you all. Which one would win? One with bad and good. Which one would win?
The one that I feed.
Perfect. Yes. The one that person feeds continuously. The one that person is continuously focusing on. If I really wanted to get angry and I wanted to scream, then definitely the person will raise the volume and definitely starts doing that immediately. Whenever there are times that the other person is hitting your hot buttons, these are called hot buttons. So whenever the person is trying to hit your hot buttons, the best thing is, we have not come here to win anybody. When it is a game, the person either goes to the victim role or the rescuer role or the, prosecutor role. So these are the three roles which it is again in NLP terminologies. Just imagine when a person is playing as a victim, can you get that person out of the victim role immediately? Not really possible. What you can do is calm yourself, understand what exactly they are speaking behind their words, not their words. Every person has a positive intention, even behind their negative words. Example, नहीं पढ़ोगे तो फेल हो जाओगे. क्यों तुमको समझ में नहीं आता है? बार बार मैं बोल रही हूँ, जिंदगी खराब हो जाएगी तुम्हारी. That does not mean that if mother is telling that, that does not mean that, mother is cursing or mother is telling that, okay, your life has to get spoiled. The mother is telling that to understand the other, to make the other person understand very clearly, to, if the other person takes the meaning behind the words, okay, if I'm not studying, what exactly is happening with my life? What can I do? How can I focus? This beautiful way. Again, if I start telling, then yeah, of course, we can enter into the other concept also, that how mother can tell very beautifully. That's again a different concept altogether, how you can use very beautiful language and words. I will share all that things in my next session, wherein how can you choose words and words that can change mind. So we will be coming up with that training to make you understand that how beautiful you can use words with yourself and to the other person also, where you can convince yourself and the other person. So the first technique which I wanted to give you today, and you can practice it, stand in front of the mirror. And whenever I give any work, I don't call it as a homework. It's always a growth work, because whenever you're doing certain things, you're just growing in life. Everything which is coming in your way, it's just a feedback. It's never a failure. So what you can do, stand in front of the mirror, look into your eyes straightly, just your eyes. You might get 100 thoughts, this, that, whatever it could be. Just focus your eyes and just say, I love you. I love you the way you are. I love and accept you the way you are. I'll write down here in the chat. This is a beautiful mantra. So, yeah, certain questions could be like, okay, can I add my name and tell? Yeah, sometimes people might have 2-3 names. They might have a pet name. They might have some, name which they love. So it will be a lot of even confusion in your mind. That is the reason you can just look into your eyes, straight into the mirror. Just keep telling, I love you the way you are. I love and accept you the way you are. I love you the way you are. I love and accept you the way you are. And if you feel any resistance, if you feel there might be a lot of tears, or there might be certain things that the person might go through the process, or the person might go through things that the person has done in life, it's again, it's a depth process. Okay, this is not just a 1 hour process. In 1 hour, whatever I can give you, I'm just giving you that things, so that you start practicing it, so that further sessions it will be very helpful for you. So when you feel the resistance, when you feel tears are rolling out, please do not stop. It's okay. Beautiful thing in life is to release. Don't hold. Be vulnerable to yourself. It's okay. Whatever has happened, whatever things are there, perfectly fine. Yes, Vijay. Can you unmute yourself?
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am. I was actually stuck at one point wherein you were telling about your experience with your mother.
Uh-huh.
I had a similar concern, but then you said that once you went and visited her and you said that, you need to accept certain things and let forego certain things to be happy and lose your knee pain. She said, no, I'm fine as I am. And you left her there.
Yeah.
Now, once she had to accept that there is something wrong, she came back to you. Unfortunately, I have a similar situation with my mom, wherein this concept of acceptance is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you counsel her, saying that, this is because of the block that you have, you use so much of anger and so much of anguish against your mother-in-law or maybe your father-in-law, which is actually killing you from inside. Psychosomatically, you are facing so much. But
True.
she doesn't realize all this. How do you get that acceptance?
Okay. What you can do is take your mom's photograph, put it in front of you, look into her eyes, and start singing. See, just telling also is okay, but I really love to sing, and I have seen a lot of changes happening with singing. How I love you, how I love you, how I love you, how I love you. This is one thing which I didn't share it when I was telling. First time when I spoke to my mom, she said, no. Thing in between what I did was this. I came back, I sat, I took a photograph, and continuously I started looking into her eyes and I started singing. The time when I started singing, the time when I started doing things, automatically she started feeling that. There are certain people here who might understand, in terms of psychology also. And I'm sure everybody here understands this. Our thoughts are in the form of electromagnetic, and it converts from electromagnetic to electrochemical. That is how we understand. That is all the concept of auras, energies, healings, all this comes under that. So when you start doing certain things from your side, you will start seeing changes happening with that person also. It's a very beautiful process. Just do it for 1 week, and you will see that how beautifully she's just accepting in herself certain changes. She is just, binding herself, and she's ready to listen at least to you.
I'm hearing this for the first time. A photograph and hello.
Yeah. Yes, Vijaya, tell me.
Hello. Your voice was breaking. So you were trying to say, yeah, thank you. So you were trying to say that if I'm talking to the photograph, then it would still impact her mentally, and then things would happen. Am I correct?
Yes. It would.
This is the first time I'm hearing something like this.
Okay, Vijaya. Do you have any close friends, or you love somebody very closely? Anybody in that way in your life?
My daughter.
Okay, right. Apart from that, anybody else? Okay, how old she is? I mean, what is her age?
18.
18 years. Have you ever stayed away from her? Probably
Yeah,
going to
a
your
lot of
mother's place or
times.
maybe going to some
No,
lot of
she
times, right?
doesn't stay with me. She's studying in another city 600 kilometers away.
Okay. So there might be any time in your life where you thought about her that she called you. You might be feeling that, you know, you wanted to tell her something, or you felt that, okay, I want to share this thing with her, something, and you saw that the phone is ringing and that's your daughter. Have you ever had that incident in your life?
It does happen sometimes.
Sometimes. How do you think she
Yeah.
could call when you were thinking? Because your thoughts were exactly passing to her and she could feel what
Okay.
you're feeling.
I totally want to believe you, ma'am, because I want to help my mother out. She's been suffering like crazy from the past 10, 15 years now.
Okay, I have my students here. One is Teja. So Tejasvi here, she has attended my trainings and she's continuously, you know, getting trained with me. Probably she can give you certain things what she started practicing and how started things, you know, changing.
Mm-hmm.
The same instances when she shared with me and I shared certain things to do, and the time when I started telling her, she started following it and she could see wonders with her life. She could see that she could feel that she could change her life.
Okay.
Tejas, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you share your experience so that it will be, you know, helpful to other participants also here?
My changes, ma'am.
Yes.
When I start practicing what ma'am said, I see even small things matter in change. A small changes can make big results. So I usually practicing my emotions, how to manage my emotions with my parents or my friends. Sometimes on my brother also. Sometimes we used to angry on my brother, and um, I learn how to manage my emotions, so that changes everything. Yes, that makes relationship better with our parents and my brother. I see the change, and when I started affirming and visualizations, it can make ourselves comfortable with ourselves. Sometimes we don't feel good with ourselves. There is no thing like outside things can make us hurt or things, but sometimes I am not okay with myself, so I started working on that affirmations and visualization. It really works very effectively. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Jia, to your question that you
Hello.
asked, and yeah, of course, this definitely works. Just practice it. I'm always there. You can be in touch with me. Any, you know,
Ma'am, is it called extrasensory perception? Because
extra.
sometimes we are thinking and immediately this person is talking to you, especially our closer ones and all.
Yes, definitely. It is true.
Yeah, that I have experienced, ma'am. And even I used to meditate, and during meditation, I used to talk to them, and surely, you know, it was heard from them. I asked them whether you got it. Yeah, they were telling.
Yes, that is how we pass our intentions to the other person. That is the reason I
Exactly.
told you, when you start loving yourself, you start,
Yeah.
you know, seeing that love in front of you. You don't have to tell them to change. Automatically, they'll change. I started
Exactly.
practicing this, and today my whole family, I didn't tell anybody to change in my family. Everybody were different. Everybody were different. Everybody had their own perceptions. Everybody were, you know, in their own, you know, unique style. And then when I started working on myself more and more and more, then I could see that automatically the changes are happening with the other person. I could see my brother-in-law talking very politely, which he never used to do it. I saw that my mother-in-law, who is, I don't call it as mother-in-law at all, she's just like my mother, because the kind of love that I started giving, in the same way she started reflecting it. It's all about you. Somebody asked me here, but do selfish healing.
Don't do. No, I mean don't do. Sorry. I missed the do. So I've written so many things about Dr. Radha. Because I practice Reiki healing since almost 8 years. And I'm actually healing people as what you are saying. I'm very much able to match with that. There are various natural healings we all are doing, and we are doing it like to distance people who are staying away from us, like to my parents, or sometimes to my husband who is living with me but then not listening to me. So I give Reiki to him as well. So that also works. I can see the immediate results in that case. So that is what I'm trying to write to Vidya and others in the chat by the time you are speaking.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Zainab, yeah, please ask your question. You have asked me, you wanted to ask something. Zainab, can you unmute yourself? Zainab, are you there? Can you wanted to ask a question? Okay, Ali. Oh. Okay, that was by mistake. Okay, right. Okay, Ali says here that everyone loves roses, but not anymore with its plants. But when it with plant, no one try to pick up because of their thorns. Same like that, when we love ourselves or someone, we have to accept it with all good and bad. Perfectly, very true. If I start thinking that, okay, my husband has to be like this, my husband only has to love me like this, that is not love. That is limitation. Love does not come with any bargains. It's just vast like sky, limitless. It's just like ocean. It's all about understanding that what exactly you feel and you think at that point of time. If you feel that the other person is not speaking correct, you can be very polite and you can tell them that I don't mean that what you are thinking. Or probably sometimes, maybe because of your tone or maybe because of your words, the other person might have understood in that way. See, there is a same meaning in the dictionary. Let's take an example of one word. Every person has a different meaning of good. In fact, there was an ad also on that, Shah Rukh Khan ad. So Shah Rukh Khan comes inside the house, in a new beautiful house, and wife asks, how is the painting? Wife asks to the husband. So Shah Rukh Khan says, good. Wife will be like, she'll look at the painting and she'll be like, good. So next time again, she'll ask, and the next time also he'll again give the answer, good. Third time, Shah Rukh Khan does something very beautifully to the house, narrow like paint and all. And then he'll ask wife that, how is the house? Wife says, good. Immediately Shah Rukh Khan says, good. Only just good. Now you understand the good meaning is totally different for each and every person. For me, good is different. For you, good is different. But universal dictionary meaning is one. Good is good. But how do I perceive that good? For me, good might be just simple good. Okay type. Somebody wants to really listen, awesome. Excellent. So the whole thing is that we are looking that somebody else need to give me and say that, yes, of course, you're doing perfect. You're right. You have really cooked very well. You have done an awesome job. Why can't you do that? Why can't you go stand in front of the mirror? Why can't you look at yourself, look into your eyes and say, hey, you have done an amazing job today. You have really cooked very well. You don't have to wait for somebody else admiring or admiration. Once you start admiring, automatically you will see that the other people are doing that. And this is what is one technique which I started practicing in my life. I don't wait for them. I don't wait for my family members to tell me that how good it is, what it is. Otherwise, I start expecting. When I start expecting, then I start having something called as anger. Expecting leads to desires, desire leads to anger, anger leads to rage. And again, the whole drama triangle. Now, just imagine that moment I can stand in front of the mirror, I can look into my eyes, and I can say, hey, come on, you have done an amazing job. Today, pulao is going to be amazing. It is amazing. You have done wonderful. Before cooking, I do this. After cooking, immediately come back to the mirror and I say, excellent. You have done it. It is amazing. I don't wait for somebody to tell me that you are good, because I give authenticity to myself, telling that yes, of course I'm good. When I give that, I don't start expecting that. I don't start seeing or having a lackingness in me. My lackingness is making me to start asking them to give me admiration. Okay, this is what exactly is self-esteem. Yes, that is what is self-esteem, and that is what you start increasing your self-esteem more and more every day. And I've recently, just on Sunday, I prepared biryani, and then I came inside the room. I looked into the, before making biryani, I came inside the room and I said myself, Radha, you're going to make an amazing biryani. Come on, let's do it. I went, I prepared, I came back again, I was standing in front of the mirror and I was continuously telling, wow, this is amazing. You have done an amazing job. The color of the biryani is so amazing. You have done so good. So while doing that, I could understand very clearly that how am I feeling? My feeling really went up. The vibration, the energy, the level of the energy level of mine went up. When I raised my level, automatically the other person sees me through that energy level itself. The part of self-love is never to criticize yourself. Criticism always leads to migraine headaches or headaches. There are 90 types of headaches, by the way. So different types of cluster headaches, migraine headaches, part of different forms. So all these headaches come only because of criticizing self. Oh, I'm like this. Yeah. Somebody's telling you can't even work like this. And immediately the person says, yeah, I can't. You don't have to accept it. The other person wants to give you, it's on you. How can you immediately say, yeah, I'm like that? That means you're giving permission to the other person to take your remote and press the button. Get the control of your life in your hands. If you want to dance, you need to press your own remote control. You can't tell somebody else, aap daba, main nachungi. It's the most difficult thing in life because everybody keeps pressing the remote. Everybody keeps, playing with ourselves. Okay, somebody asked me here, CG, now if someone always posts his achievements regarding his job career, put into the Facebook, is it self-love or self-esteem is being operated? What do you think, what is operated? CG, what do you think, what is operated? It is self-love or self-esteem from your side?
You
Are
can
you there?
unmute and say, I think.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself and say.
Okay, text it.
Okay. See, I can give the answer. What? Okay, now again, Vijaya, it's again on every person. That is the reason I asked directly to CG that what do you think? Because I can say my perception. You're telling your perception. Everybody has a different perception altogether. But when I put with my purest intention that it is with utmost love, I'm sharing this. Like, see, with utmost love, I'm sharing with my family members. What do my family members see? What do my friends see? That love only they see. They don't see that, array, this person is trying to be, famous in the media, oh, this person is trying to gather attention. No, your friends don't see that, because you're not, you're not having that in your head. What you have it in your head, you project it in the other person's head also. Again, in Reiki or in some healing forms, your energy is carried forward to the other person. Your thinking is carried forward to the other person, directly or indirectly. Of course, if you're liking it and if you're sharing it, that this is the most important thing that I need to share, then that's the most beautiful thing, and that is what people see. Like recently I made a cake, and that's the first time I made a cake, and I really wanted to share that how beautifully I made it, and I was feeling so good about it, and everybody who saw, they also felt very good about it, because I was sharing with the same intention. Your intention plays a vital role. With what intention you are actually doing that. That is the reason I directly ask a question to the other person, whoever is doing this. See, again, it's an understanding for you people. Whenever somebody is asking certain questions like this, it's human tendency to immediately reply them, because every person thinks that I need to give advices and suggestions. I don't work on that. I'm being very, very clear. I never work on advising people, because advising is something that people listen and leave. Seriously, whenever you have asked any problem to your friend, you shared it. You shared it. But were you seeking for solution? Do you really wanted to work on that solution? Did you had that internal thought? No. It was the answer yes or no. We don't know. Okay, somebody asked me a question here. I think it's a proud moment and we want our near and dear ones to. Very true. Deepak has mentioned that. Thanks a lot, dear. Thank you so much, Prema. That's so wonderful. Will it differ from age?
I am 73.
Okay, that's so lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's seriously a blessing to have people like that in, coming to the session and, sitting and listening, because that shows that there is no such thing called as age. It is only about how beautiful can you speak in language of love. I started doing with 4 years. My son is just 4 years now. And I started doing with him whenever he gets angry. The first thing what I do, I don't raise my volume. I don't hit. I don't do anything. I just take very close to him, hug him. He might be doing all cranky things, beating me, all whatever he could do, he'll do. I'll just keep telling, I love you. I really love you. I love you. I love you. I really love you. I use his name again and again. I keep telling him, I love you. His name is Adi Narayana. So I say, I love you, Adi Narayana. I really love you. Adi Narayana, I really love you. And suddenly I hold his face. I look into his eyes. I say, I really love you. And he starts laughing.
No, just I spoke 10 minutes before to my daughter and she told I wanted to see one Zoom. I asked her, what is that? Self-love. Oh my God, please send the Zoom to me and then I'll be I wanted to do that. And
Wow.
really it's divine grace only, then nothing else.
Thank
Thank you very much and God bless you, dear.
Thank you so much.
You
It's
all the best in
Dr.
life.
Radha, it's my mother, Prema Natarajan. I'm Dr. Priya Natarajan. What she says is true. Just 10 minutes before the actual Zoom session, I called her and I said, you also need to attend it, Mom. You have been a really good, you've won laurels in your life and you've been very educated, very knowledgeable, very affectionate and very joyful with all of us. So she is an embodiment of joy and affection. In fact, that's what I can say about my mom. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Thank you so much, Dr. Radha. Also, I need to go right now. Some personal commitments. So I will keep in touch with you on your WhatsApp number. Is the same, right? Actually.
Yeah, it's the same number. It's available in the group also. In fact, Dr. Swati, can I share the contact number here, Swati?
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Swati, can I share?
Sure, Dr. Radha.
Yeah, okay. So this is my contact number. Anything is there.
Okay, the one that is WhatsApp, that's your contact number?
Have you seen me on the WhatsApp? Yeah, that's my number. I'm just giving here.
Yeah.
Anything is there that you think that you wanted to share, you wanted to talk to
Okay.
me, then that's my contact number. You can be in touch with me.
99851.
And yeah, of course,
Can you give me a number once again?
it's 9985
Yeah.
41
Yeah.
2869.
2869. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Radha.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I don't feel like leaving you, dear Radha. So I'm still present here.
Actually, most of the time, whenever our sessions are there, we always extend our sessions beyond the time. I didn't even see what time it is because I don't have a clock in front of me. That's
Oh,
one thing.
so sweet of you.
Thank you so much. Love you. Seriously, love you a lot. Thank you, Satyavani. We can conclude. Yeah, we can conclude the session. So today, one thing before winding up, if you are having any resistance, you can just keep your hand on your throat and you can say, stand in front of the mirror and please do it. Why mirror? Because mirror is a reflection of yourself. When you do it in mirror, you can see a lot of emotions which pops out. I can give you some thousands of clients examples because I've been doing it from decade now and I've seen so many changes happening with so many people. I've even trained 99 years age group a person also. So that's again a blessing which comes in a way. It's so beautiful to be part like this. So you can stand in front of the mirror, hold your hand on your neck exactly like this and look into your eyes and say, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change. I am willing to change. You'll not say I am changing. You'll say I am willing to change because you have resistance. And when resistance is there, you will see that when you're telling I'm willing, your heart starts melting down. Slowly, whatever the chemicals, I'm not using any chemical names here. I can use all chemical names, but I'm not using anything. Slowly, you will see there is a lot of chemical releasing which happens in your brain, and you will see that slowly the changes are happening, and you start accepting things. It's the most wonderful thing. And it's been lovely and amazing being with you all.
Sorry, Radha, for the interruption.
Yes,
Can you give the phone number again? Because I wanted to write by myself. Sometimes if my daughter lose, at least I am there, to contact him.
9985
Yeah.
41
Yes.
28
Yes.
69.
Thank you very much, dear. God bless you.
Thank you so much and love you all and see you soon with another session, which we will be doing it, as I told you, words that can change minds. So we will come up with that session. And yeah, my session will be more practical. So I will always wanted you people to come, face. And you all are beautiful, by the way. You all are amazing in whatever form you are, in whatever way you are. So I think we all can switch on our videos once. We all can, say that, yes, of course, I love myself the way I am. I don't have to dress myself or do anything or, it's not required. In whatever way I am, I'm beautiful. I'm amazing in that way. Oh, lovely. Thank you so much.
Wanna click
See
a photograph, Dr.
Yes.
Radha, that everyone is on video. So one photograph for all I'll share. I think
Yeah,
the rest can
it's so
also.
amazing to see everybody,
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm seeing all my students also in.
And I think I am the oldest one.
Again, I don't use that word at all.
Yeah,
You are the
correct.
youngest one. Hi.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
I've
lovely
clicked
to
the
see you
photograph.
all. Thank you all. Love you all and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Radha, for a lovely session. You can see lots of love is floating towards you, and people are flourished, amazed, mesmerized with all your voice, whatever practices you have given, and very happy to have you here on board for this session, and would love to see you again for more sessions, which will be helpful for all of us leading our life personally, professionally in both the facets. Thank you so much again, and thank you all the participants who are here, who joined and stayed here till end. Thank you and have a nice evening. This is Dr. Swati from Trainers Club signing off.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Radha signing off.
Okay. Do you want my number, Radha? Prema
Prema,
Natarajan?
yeah, you can.
Please take down.
I mean, aren't you in the group